It feels a little odd to have something like this happen. What do we know?
Well, it sure does. And I wish, Carol, that I could somehow pull something out of my sleeve and explain exactly what happened. But we are still trying to get to the bottom of this mystery. We have, in fact, gone to the Pentagon and even to the Federal Register, which is where these kinds of notices are posted and archived, to find out what exactly happened. And we haven't gotten a clear picture. The Pentagon simply said, we have nothing further to announce. We have asked for a copy of the letter that was sent to the keepers of the Federal Register asking that this notice be withdrawn, but we have not seen that letter either. Now, the question is whether the administration will ultimately proceed with these listings, because if so, if they intend to go ahead and actually make that happen, it would carry big implications for China and its nascent AI industry. Some of the companies that you mentioned there, Carol, Alibaba and Baidu in particular, are China's current AI champions. Tencent, another AI champion in China, has already been designated by the Pentagon on a list a year ago. And you'll remember we saw shares of Chinese companies, including Tencent at the time, fall precipitously. So we'll be watching this space closely to see what develops.
I'm like speechless. I'm speechless because
it's nuts.
I don't know. You know, we're trying to wonder why a mistake like this can happen, but also the implications of these names being associated with such a list. If we think back to just possibilities here as to why the government would do such a thing and not necessarily pull such a thing, but why it would do such a thing, what would the implications of that be for these companies?
Well, in part, the U.S. is singling these companies out because it believes, and the Pentagon had warned lawmakers in October, per a well-reported scoop by our colleagues, including Tony Capaccio, that this listing was coming for Alibaba, Baidu, and BYD, that they were preparing to move ahead with this designation. What they are accusing the companies of is providing some sort of support, technological, material, business, however you might frame it, to China's military. And look, here in the U.S., we do see a lot of commercial ventures and companies also doing work with the Pentagon, and that includes Google and a lot of the other leading tech companies providing that sort of infrastructure of support. In this case, for the Pentagon, it is seen as a red line and as a national security risk. Now, it's important to note that this 1260H list, as it's known, does not carry any legal repercussions, but it is a warning to investors that these companies are on notice somehow, and it also could be a precursor to further sanctions or measures by other government agencies outside the Defense Department. So again, it bears watching, and we will need to see what the implications are, not only in the Asia market when trading reopens over the weekend, but we also want to see how the government there will react, because at the time in October, China's foreign ministry reacted very strongly and urged the U.S. to back away from what it saw as a potentially provocative move.